Magic and Mystery in Tibet by Alexandra David-Neel. Once upon a time, a trader was traveling with his caravan on a stormy day, and his hat was carried away by the wind. Tibetans believe that to pick up a hat, which has fallen down in such circumstances in the course of a journey, will bring bad luck. So, yielding to that superstition, the merchant abandoned his hat. It was a soft felt hat with fur laps that can be worn turned up or covering the ears as the weather requires. Buried between the thorny shrubs where it had been violently tossed by the wind, its shape was hardly recognizable. A few weeks later, a man passing by that place at dusk noticed an undistinguishable form which seemed to have been crouching among the thickets. He was not too brave, and he hurriedly passed his way. On the morrow, he told some villagers that he had seen something strange at a short distance from the path. Other travelers also remarked at that very spot a peculiar object whose nature they could not ascertain, and spoke of it to the villagers. Then others again and again had a look at the innocent hat and called the attention of the country people to it. Now sun, rain, and dust helped to make the hat a still more mysterious-looking object. The felt had taken on a dirty yellowish-brown color, and the fur laps looked vaguely like an animal's ears. Traders and pilgrims stopping in the village were warned that at the skirt of the forest a thing, neither man nor beast, remained in ambush, and it was necessary to be on the watch. Someone suggested that the thing must be a demon, and soon the object, anonymous till then, was promoted to the rank of a devil. As the months went by, more people cast a fearful glance at that old hat, and more people spoke about it, and the whole country came to talk of the demon hidden at the border of the wood. Then one day it happened that some passer-by saw the rag moving. Another day it tried to extricate itself from the thorns that had grown around it, and finally it followed a party of wayfarers who ran panic-stricken for their lives. The hat had been inanimated by the many thoughts concentrated on it. That story, which Tibetans affirm to be authentic, is given as an instance of the power of concentration of mind, even when unconsciously affected and not aiming at a prescribed result. The second story has all the appearances of having been invented by a miscreant joker to ridicule the devotees, but it is not so. No one in Tibet finds it laughable or irreverent. The fact related is accepted as revealing a strict truth about all cults. Whatever it may be, the worshipped object is only possessed with a power which is supplied to it by the collective concentration of thoughts and the faith of its worshippers. The aged mother of a trader who went each year to India asked her son to bring her a relic from the Holy Land. The trader promised to do so, but his mind being much occupied with the cares of his business, he forgot his promise. The old woman felt very sad, and the next year when her son's caravan started again, she renewed her request for the holy relic. Again, the trader promised to bring one, and again he forgot it. The same thing happened for the third time the following year. However, this time the merchant remembered his promise before reaching his home, and was much troubled at the idea that once more he was disappointing his aged mother's eager expectation. As he pondered over the matter, seeking a way to mend the neglect. He caught sight of a piece of a dog's jaw lying near the road. A sudden inspiration came to him. He broke off a tooth of the bleached jawbone, and he wiped away the earth which covered it and wrapped it in a piece of silk. Then, having reached the house, he offered the old bone to his mother, declaring that it was a most precious relic, a tooth of the great Sariputra. And there's a footnote here. And the footnote says, a prominent personal disciple of the Buddha, Sariputra. Overjoyed, her heart filled with veneration, the good woman placed the tooth in a casket on the altar of the family shrine. Each day she worshipped before it, lighting lamps and burning incense. Other devotees joined in the worship, and after a time, rays of light shone from the dog's tooth, promoted holy relic. A popular Tibetan saying is born from that story. And then there are some words in Tibetan, which I will not read because I will mispronounce them. But it says here, it means, if there is a veneration, even a dog's tooth emits light. If there is a veneration, even a dog's tooth emits light. Once more we see that Tibetan theories about all phenomena are always the same at heart. All are grounded on the power of the mind, and this is only logical for people who consider the world as we see it to be but a subjective vision. The power of becoming invisible at will, exhibited by a number of magicians in the tales of all nations, is finally ascribed by Tibetan occultists to the cessation of mental activity. Truly, Tibetan legends tell us about material contrivances for causing invisibility. Among them is the dip shing, Dipshing, which appears in so many stories. It is the fabulous wood which a strange crow hides in its nest. The smallest fragment of it endures complete invisibility to the man, beast, or object which holds it or near which it is placed. But great Narjalpas and Dubchans need not possess any magical material implement to make themselves invisible. From what I have been able to understand, adepts in psychic training do not see this prodigy in the same way as the profane. According to them, it is not a question of juggling oneself away, but of taking care not to arouse any feeling in the sentient beings by whom one is surrounded. By that means one's presence is not detected, or, at a lesser degree, one is scarcely noticed by those before whose eyes one passes. One does not excite any reflection in their mind and does not leave any impression in their memory. The explanations which have been given to me of this matter may be roughly summarized as follows. When one walks, making a loud noise and many gestures, jostling against men and things, one arouses many sensations in other people. Attention is aroused in those who feel these sensations, and that attention is directed to the one who causes them. If, on the contrary, one steals along noiselessly, without touching anybody, one arouses few sensations. These are not vivid, They awaken only slight attention in those who experience them, and consequently one is but little noticed. Yet, however motionless and silent one may be, the work of the mind generates an energy which spreads all around the one who produces it, and this energy is felt in various ways by those who come into touch with it. If one succeeds in stopping all activity of the mind, one arouses no sensations in others, and so one is not seen. As I thought this theory too fantastic, I objected that in any case the material body must remain visible. The reply was as follows. At each moment, a large number of objects are within our view, yet we only notice a few of them. The others do not make any impression on us. No knowledge, consciousness follows the visual contact. We do not remember that this contact has taken place. Practically, these objects have remained invisible to us. However interested we may feel in the other strange accomplishments with which Tibetan adepts of the secret lore are credited, the creation of thought forms seems by far the most puzzling.